I'm kind of chuckling at your stuff there, Lost Shire Hobbit, that you were excited, forgot how to spell. I understand. I understood what you meant. I get it. I speak typo, so I had no problem. It was just kind of funny, like, oh wow, you know, you can kind of like see it, all the excitement of a hobbit. It's awesome. So I love it. So yes, welcome, and welcome everybody else as well. We are here on Heart of a Hobbit, and today we will be spending some time going around the Yule Festival. Sorry, I just looked over because there's a cat nearby. Hello. Casper's hanging out, but he's not coming over to my lap, which is not unusual. He doesn't normally get on my lap, but every once in a while he's been getting pretty close to it lately, so that's been kind of exciting. So they are going to the vet tomorrow, our kitty cats. Their claws are getting really long, and I think their living environment with us is slightly different from what they had with their previous owner. And so their claws just get really long, and like they walk on the floor and you can hear it goes tick, 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 which is really funny. And then they get stuck when they're like jumping off and around things. So we've just made a habit of taking them over to the vet to get their nails trimmed, because we usually have something we want to talk to the vet about them about every 3 months or so anyway, so it works out kind of well. So yeah, so they are going on an adventure tomorrow. Yes, I see what you see. The cats don't make great guard dogs necessarily, like they're not gonna stop anybody from coming in, but they'll definitely let us know when there's somebody nearby. So anyway, so here we are starting the stream though in beautiful Lindleby. We're in the Lindleby housing area here, and I have a home on Floodside Road. So I just thought I'd show you that before we run off to snowy Frostbluff. Okay, so let's go ahead, and the easiest way for me is I go to Bree, because with my hunter travel, and also if you have the Bree is just such a fantastic and easy hub to get to so many places. So if you are anything but the race of man, you can also get travel to Bree as an acquired skill. You become kindred with the men of Bree, and then in the south part of town, so down, yeah, in this alleyway down here, where these stars are, that's where you can trade in some Men of Bree reputation items and get travel to Bree. And anybody can do that unless you're race of man. Yeah, the return, Lost Shire Hobbit says return to Bree skill is a lifesaver. It is so handy. So yeah, if you use a hunter skill, you come in like here. If you use the travel to Bree personal skill, you come in like here. So they just drop you off in slightly different spots, but it's right here at this front gate. I'll tell you another one that I really love also is the travel to Lalia's Market. And I've mentioned this almost every stream because I find it so handy. Here, I'll just bring it up in my skills so you can potentially see it. Is it active? It might be. Yeah, so Return to Lalia's Market has that same Bree look on it. But it takes you into her market, which is right next to the boar fountain statue. So like where the curator is and all that little collection of things. So really handy skill also. It costs 3 mithril coins, but usually in the Lotro store, you could get like 5 mithril coins for 50 Lotro points. And when you're doing like Slayer deeds, you can get 5 or 10 Lotro points for those Slayer deeds. So if you just run around and do like a handful of Slayer deeds, that usually will get you enough to get you that skill. So mithril, let's take a look. Yeah, so 5 mithril coins for 50 Lotro points. So yeah, you can, all you need is like 50 Lotro points. You can go grab that skill. So it's really nice. And I find it like whenever I have a new main character, like one of the first things I do is go get her that skill. And it's I think it's like, it's really low level, like level 5 or something like that. Like it's open very early in the game. So it doesn't say on there, but yeah, it's really awesome. So that's another one that I suggest. So work towards the Return to Bree. But that one usually you can't get to like level 20 or something, I think, but you have to be big enough to get the rep items and use the rep items and get to all the things you need to do. There's like, I think it has a quest unlock. It's been a while since I've gotten it. Because I've been playing Hunters so much recently that I will sometimes get that skill, but by the time I'm getting that skill, I'm close to getting the Return to Bree skill for the Hunter anyway. So, okay, so speaking of, so I'm at Bree. There's the horse that takes you to the Breeland Festival grounds, and we might be back for that. But then the Stable Master, there's the regular one there, and then there's the Festival Announcer, Stable Master, right nearby. So that's who you want to talk to get to Frostbluff, or Winterhome. So we're going to click on that, and it says travel for free. So we do that. So Winterhome is the town, and Frostbluff is the area. Just like Bree, what is it, Bree Land and Bree Town. Jackson says, I like that UI skin. Thank you. I cannot take credit for it, but I can tell you how to get it. Hang on a second. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. I use the JRR Skins collection, which you can find there at Lotro Interface. So I'm a fan. All good? Awesome. All right. So, okay, so let me tell you what I'm doing here. So we just arrived at Winterhome, and when you arrive by Stable Master, which is pretty much the only way to get here, it drops you off right here. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. You are welcome. Not a problem. Yeah, this is the, well, I can just look it up. Hang on a second, I can tell you. So if I do Control O, opens up my options. That's the default keystroke. And if I go to UI settings, and then I scroll down about 2/3 of the way down. Here it is, current skin. So if you haven't done anything, it'll just say none right here. But I use the JRR Delving Hills Wide 2. That's my favorite of the of those. The Delving Hills are kind of have a Hobbit-ish theme to it. So the Wide 1 looks like this. I'll show you. It's like, it's got brighter colors. It's like it's white background with some hedge stuff going on. But I like the Wide 2 because it's just a little darker. It's got, yeah, it's a little darker, and I like, it doesn't distract as much for me. Like the white, I notice it too much. And whereas I've kind of like moved everything around on my screen to try and make it so that I have like the center so I can see really well. So Dark Lord Nebulae says, greetings. Well, greetings to you as well. So yeah, so like you can have your quick slot bars, and it'll just keep piling up here. So you can have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. I have tried making it smaller to take up less space, visual space, but this seems to be the right size for me, the compromise between like so big that it takes up too much space, more space than I want it to, but so small that I can't click on it. So yeah, so this is pretty much the size I like. Now what I've started doing, a couple years ago now, is I put my other two, the last two bars, so I think it's 4 and 5, are over on the side. You can see over on the far side of my screen there. I really like that. I call them my sidebars. And so yeah, they're just tucked over there, and I can kind of have the stuff there that I want, like the foods that I try to remember to do, travel skills to where we're currently questing, and then the common one like Bree, because it's so useful to have that handy. And then I have like my fireworks and stuff down here for my social characters and stuff like that. So let's see. Loshire says, yeah, for some Bree rep items, it's level 20, and then you have to complete the deed, Lord of Cardolan Prince, and the quest, the Dead Spire, and the Treasures of Cardolan. So yeah, that's why I always think like the travel to Lalia's Market is really handy to get me to Bree, so I can start working on the quests in Bree, and then get that Bree travel skill, you know what I mean? So yeah, I like it like that. So Jackson says, I made a new character on Arkenstone the other day, and I cannot get any bars to dock. And Effie says, how do you get the bars to be set up on the side? These seem like related questions. So let me show you what I know. I don't know everything, but I do know a few things. So let's see, the bars, are they here or are they over in quick slots? They're under quick slots. Okay, so over here under quick slots, yep, okay, here it is. So each bar kind of has like a little collection of things. So I'll start at the bottom to make it kind of more clear. So dock bar 5 has its own checkbox, yes or no. Make bar 5 horizontal, yes or no. Always show bar 5, yes or no. So those are kind of like your options for each one of the bars. So what I have is always show bar 5, yes, but I don't want it horizontal, so I don't have that checked. And I don't want to dock it, so I have that not checked either. So I don't want it here, and I don't want it horizontal. So that means it's vertical, and I can put it anywhere I want. So I'll show you that here in a second. So then scrolling up, always show, so always show bar 1. So then, let's see, we have enable companion quick slot bar. I don't actually know what that is. If I have a companion. Oh, like a lore master, that sort of thing. That makes sense. Let's see. And then lock quick slot bars. I think that means to lock all of the ones that are at the bottom. Oh, no. Oh, that's the can I drag things on and off. Okay, I know that one. Okay, so what I have done is then, yeah, like I said, I've got all of the bars showing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. But I don't have 4 or 5 locked for horizontal or docked. So then it comes down to using the UI lock and unlock, which on my keyboard, which is like can be used as a North American or European keyboard, and I use it as European, but it comes out the same in this case, which is ctrl /. So I can type that out. Now, if you're on an Apple, it's different, but it's that set of keystrokes that I use for this. Some people have like Control R, Control something else. Hang on. Let me see if I can. If you go into the options, it's got to be here somewhere. Was it UI something something? Key mapping. Let's look at the key mapping. It might be under key mapping somewhere. There it is. Reposition UI. That's what you're looking for. So if Control / doesn't work for you, look for Reposition UI in your options and figure out what it is. But that's what you're looking for. Okay. So what I then do is, yeah, I use Control / and I drag them around. So I like having them, you know, over there together, but some people will put them here, or they can, like you can put it wherever you want. I just happen to like everything kind of tucked over in the corner, but not so far in the corner that I can't see it, like if a cat's sitting in front of my screen or something, because that never happens. Yeah, and then I just have them set over there. Now, another thing you can do is once you've got your UI set up the way you want it and you're like, this is perfect, you can do, you can save it, which is UI, okay, hang on. I'm gonna see if I can have it give me the menu. Okay, so if you just do /UI, it'll tell you what you can do. So, so this is what it's going to tell you if you just do /UI, which means it's going to say, what I want you to do is do /UI space layout, the word layout, space, and then either save or load, and then write a word. So for me, like I have called this sidebar 2, but I've actually kind of modified it a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to do /UI space layout save, because I want to overwrite what I have, sidebar 2, that's what I've called it. So I just click that, and now it has saved that into my user settings on my computer. So if I ever have like a new character and I want to get the setup to look like this, then I could come in here and type /UI layout load sidebar 2, and it'll create, and it'll like rearrange everything, including the bags, which is nice. So let's see. Yes, before says I first saved and loaded a lot layouts because I was doing a lot of chicken session play, and so For him, it's UI slash UI space layout space load space chicken, because he calls his layout chicken. Jackson says, yeah, I set mine up the same as yours, but they don't always show and don't dock. Well, that's really weird. Now, what it's doing comes out of, I think, the user preferences file, right? So what can happen is your user preferences file can get corrupted. Like, and this happened to me, I think it happened recently, where like if you're logging out and it doesn't log out properly, you know, or if it crashes or something like that. What I did is during stream last week, I was logging out and logging into a different server, and I didn't wait till it was finished logging out, and I may have, you know, caused it to have a little glitch in between. So what B4 does, and B4 is my sweetie here sitting on the other side of the room, and he's also very good with computers and software and plugins. What he will have me do every so often is we'll find that preferences file and we'll save a copy of it somewhere else. So that way, if my setup, if it gets corrupted, if it goes bad, I can take that old file and just rewrite it over what has happened. So that's something you can do if you get your stuff all set up and you're like, this is perfect, I love it, I don't ever want this to change. Make a copy of that and set it somewhere that you know where you can find it. And oh, and thank you. And B4 has put the name of that and the path of where it often goes if you want to do that. And by default, it is under document / Lord of the Rings Online / UserPreferences.ini. That's the file you want to save a copy of, is UserPreferences.ini. Okay. So Effie says, oh my goodness, this is so incredibly helpful. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I am like, yeah, I'm very happy to help out with stuff like this, because it's once you start to like find out what you like in the game, it's really nice to just have that. Like every so often, oh my gosh, I was doing something recently where a plugin I was trying to use, a music plugin, I was having trouble figuring out, like there was something going on. And we think there might be a clash between it and another plugin, but we haven't quite narrowed it down. And so I unloaded all my plugins and then was just like doing just the music one. And then we were like loading things one at a time. And it was driving me crazy because I'm so used to the look on my screen, and like I needed to travel to meet with the person that was helping me out. And like I use travel windows so much. There's just this little suitcase down here. I just pop it open. All my travel skills are there. I know where the order they're in basically. And I just go boop, and it takes me wherever I need to go. And like that wasn't there, so I had to like go, wow, where do people find their travel skills? And it's like under, you know, skills K, so shift K for skills, and then it's under your active skills, and it's like milestones and I was like, what? How do people live like this? Like, or you use the search bar and just type it in, sure, whatever. So, but yeah, it was driving me crazy. I love my layouts. I love my plugins. Don't take my plugins away from me. Let's see, before it said, yeah, that's when I see it most, this, when I try to launch a new client when the old one is still logging out, which is what I did the other day. He also suggests backing up lotro.keymap, because if you make any changes from default, like I do, for example, I added a Shift H, which brings up my housing menu. I added that as in my key bindings, because I found that really super useful. Also in my key bindings, so, you know, you've got all these things on your bar, and once in a while you need to move stuff around, or like I'm a VIP subscriber, and so I really find having these baubles from Wenda, Cranesville, like super handy. Let's see, that's the old one, we'll get rid of that. But I have a new one, so there we go. And this one expires in 10 days. So what I do is I will unlock my bar, move the new one down to this bottom corner so I always know exactly where it is, and then I relock my bar. And without having to go and find it in the thing and whatever, I bound that to like this key way over here, but it's big and chunky, but it's really far out of the way. So I don't hit it by mistake, but when I want to find it, I can find it. You know, so things like that. Like I've made just some quality of life improvements for myself, you know what I mean? So I find that really useful. So yeah, so Lost says all my hobbits and 2 river hobbits have your main's layout, which you then loaded to your high elf and woman characters before starting their UI skins to ones for their races, and then save them. Yeah, dead useful if you find a perfect layout for you. Yeah, and some people will do that, and that's an idea you can do. Is you could have like your UI layout hobbit, and a layout for elf, and so you could have like different things, which is really fun. Effie says, what was that separate box you used for travel skills? You have yours on a second bar on the screen. Yeah, I used to do that when I was a hunter. I used to just line them up here, or I would, on like, your second set of bars, I just had them lined up, and they were taking up so much space. So, yeah, it's called Travel Window 2, as before mentioned there. And it looks like, here, I'll just put it here in the middle of the screen so maybe you can see it better. It looks like this cute little suitcase. And when you just regular left click on it, it opens it up in whatever format you prefer. If you right click on it, this is where you can start to get into some of the options of things. So like filters, I have all of them on. So show me my generic travel skills, my racial travel skills, reputation, class, show me everything. I'm fine with that. Mode, this is where you can change that. So you could do a text list. So when you open it, it's just like a straight up list like that. You could have it be an icon grid, which is what I prefer, and I just like scroll across, and that's my favorite. That's what I like. So you can, and then the other options are a carousel, which I've never figured out how to use properly, or a pull down list, which some people prefer that. But options you can go to here, and this is where you can kind of set up, like, do you want to have the window pop up and be open when you start up, or do you want it hidden and just in the little suitcase? So I have mine just hidden for the suitcase. And you have some other options here. How opaque do you want it to be? Do you want it to be really like blended into the background, or do you want to be able to see it? These are all the travel skills that exist in the game, and you can check or uncheck if there's ones you don't want to show up. And then in the sort, you can order them and have it set up in a particular order if you want. I do have a particular order that I want, and so I have spent a lot of time moving things around in here, and I have saved that. I got B4 to help me out, and we saved a copy of that setup to every single one of my characters because it just makes my life so much easier. And then if anything ever happens, hopefully I'll be able to pull up a character who has the correct setup, and I can just re-grab it. Hey Megan, you made it to the stream. Yes, you did. You've been making bird seed ornaments for the birds today. Oh, that's nice. One other thing that's really cool about the suitcase that I use on a regular basis is the right click, and it says check untrained skills. So as a hunter, every time we go into a new zone, one of my main goals is to go get the travel skill for that zone. And so once I have it, I can just click that and it will add it into the thing. So that's really cool. Other things open the map, open Eridor map, open. I don't know that those work, and I never use them anyway. So I got a nil value on trying it. So no big deal. But the other stuff on that is really super handy. So, yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and start picking up some quests here. So we're in Winterhome, which is the little town underneath my head, right here in this area, in this whole zone of Frostbluff. So we are going to pick up some quests. We're going to run around here and do a bunch of stuff, and we'll probably get to 9 quests, and then I'll probably run out and do a horse race or 2, because that's kind of how I end up doing it. So yeah, I know, we're just going to run through my process. So first thing I do is I pick up In the Spirit of Yule from Mara Sandy Downs, and this is our wrapper, and it says do 10 things. So we're going to start with her. Then I go to Guard Kember, and I pick up the Abominable Snow Beasts. Well, I tried to. There we go.
Me speak my piece?
I don't pick up moving them off. We'll come back to that. I check in with Ona, okay, who does the food thing. She is not ready for me, so I will run away and go do some other things. Effie says, thank you so much. You're amazingly helpful. Well, I'm glad that you're finding this helpful. I always tag my streams with like beginner friendly, questions welcome, because they really are. Like I'm happy to walk through what I know and show you what I can. And when there's things that I don't know, like often there's somebody in the chat who has an idea or knows, so we can, crowdsource our information here together, right? All right, so then I pop down the stairs and I talk to Mabel, and she has 2 quests, which is stuffing the stuffed, which is the go collect stuff for the recipes, and then unwhittling firewood. She wants me to go get some firewood. And then Basil has 2 things. He has the empty keg emergency, so I pick that up, and then I debate whether to take tidying up or not, because you can't have tidying up and the food challenge at the same time. We'll go ahead and pick up tidying up now, and what I will do then is I will make an effort to get it done immediately. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. And this is the one where you go around to the tables where the eating competition takes place. So if you're not sure where the eating competition takes place, take this quest because it'll help show you where those tables are at least. And there's 3 categories. There's dirty dishes, there's reeking garbage, and unsightly spills, I guess. So you're picking up like 10 of each of those. So you can't get it all done at one set of tables. You're gonna have to go around to multiple tables. So yeah, let's see. Lost Shire Hobbit says, indeed, always happy to search for things. And B4 is a plugin guru. Yeah, he's really good. So he's streaming after me. So I'll be streaming for about 2 hours. And then B4 will come on right after me with his stream plugging along, where he works on Lotro plugins. And he has been working on Festival Buddy 2, right? Okay. So what happens a lot in the plugin community, and the game is 16 years old, so people have come and gone, throughout their lives. Some of them, beyond their lives. So you'll have somebody who starts a plugin, who creates a plugin. People love it, having a great time with it. But then maybe they've moved on, or for whatever reason are no longer keeping an eye on that plugin. So you'll have other people then come along and they're like, well, this plugin is really great and I find it very useful, but it's missing things that are current. It needs to get caught up. And so what you could do is you can make kind of patches to that other person's plugin. But if it gets far enough along, it could be easier just to make a new one. So if you can, what happens is plugin developers will be like, hey, can I take your plugin and just make a new version of it and be the person who updates that from now on? And a lot of times if you can find them, they'll be like, yeah, sure, go for it. So that's why we have Travel Window 2, because the first one existed, it was awesome, but now there's new updates and stuff and somebody else is managing it, and it's great. And same thing now with Festival Buddy 2. So before has taken that which existed previously, and now he's doing more stuff with that, and so he's got his own version, and that's Festival Buddy 2. So that's why you get that kind of happens sometimes. It's the sequel. Okay, so then I come down here to Daily Utteridge, and I pick up Cold as Ice, which is where we're going to go disperse some wintry weather out on the pond. And then I pick up Gareth's Making Mischief,
Stay a moment.
which is letting off fireworks and pilfering coins. All right, so now we're going to keep working on this table, though, because remember, I want to get this done out of the way. Because when Ona K's eating competition comes up, I want to make sure I get a chance to grab that, because it only comes around every 5-7 minutes, whatever it is. I don't know. But I want to make sure I get it and get that done, too. Now, I'm noticing it's kind of quiet in Frostbluff right now. I'm not seeing a lot of people. No, it's fine. This is fine because let me come back to this in a second. Okay, so now there's tables up here and there's tables down below. I'll go ahead and do the tables up here because they're right by the fireworks and I can let the fireworks off too. Let's see, Anne Boleyn Lowborn says, love both of you guys stream. Aw, plugging along is interesting. I don't understand coding, but it's fun to listen to. I am with you. It's so funny. I at one point went back to college with the intention of getting like a certification in coding or something. But I didn't really have like the cash to pay for college, and so I was going to need to get student loans. Well, if you just go to get a certification, student loans don't cover that, but a degree they'll cover. So I ended up getting a degree in IT project management. So I understand how to manage people who do IT, like coding and programming and whatnot. But I still don't, like, we went over hardware, we went over software. I mean, this is a while ago too, so things change really fast, you know. But yeah, I understand, like, intellectually what he's doing, but yeah, I don't know. There's times when he's like, well, let me ask the little redhead what she thinks, and I'm like, oh shit, what was he talking about? Whoops. So, yeah, I'm here, but I'm not always here. Okay, so we're going to give tidying up back to Basil. We finished with that nonsense. So let's go up the hill and see if Ona's got her food competition. Yeah, all right, so let's get in on this.
Will you give me a moment of your time?
So
friend?
this is a timed competition, and each set, so there's this set of 3 tables here, 1, 2, 3. And there's going to be food that's laid out on the tables. And this is like the initial set of tables. So this is like table set number 1. Table set number 2 is down the hill where we finished up just across from Basil and Mabel there. Table set number 3 is up the stairs from them, where we went by them. Table set number 4 is at the end of that hallway, kind of like, you know, if you were to make an L from here, either that way and that way, or that way and that way, it's at the end there. That's the table set number 1, 2, 3, 4. And then table set number 5, from there you go down the stairs past the guy who you can give a coin to at the bottom of the stairs or send away. So anyway, it's just right by him. Okay, so those are the 5 sets of tables. So when the eating competition begins, the first round is a little different from the rest of the rounds. There's no time limit, no time restriction on this first round. So I'm going to eat my 5 things, and then I'm going to see what effects I have. So when you eat something, and there's 5 different things you could eat plus a drink, but we'll talk about the 5 things mainly. You'll end up with a debuff under your character. It slows you down. And they have different amounts of debuffs. So berries have the lowest amount. The berries are the best, and that person's going to grab those berries. Mushrooms are the second best. Eggs here are the middling one. Here, I'll go over here. Pie is the 4th worst, and bread is the worst. So I have right now on me a minus 3% run speed, a minus 1% run speed, a minus 5% run speed, and a minus 3% run speed. So ideally, there would be a mystery drink that would show up here. And the mystery drink will either be really good because it will wipe away all of those effects, or it'll be really bad for you because it'll give you like minus 50% run speed or something ridiculous like that. Okay, but the drink doesn't seem to be showing up, so I went ahead and got that. Now, I'm gonna look at, is that person the one who was just here? Yeah, so you can see, so this is what I do, is notice there was myself and one other person here, and they are chomping down. You can see they've got eggs, they're eating some mushrooms. They seem to know the good stuff. They're eating the berries. Yeah, they seem to know. And I can see where they are. So if I want to follow behind them, I want them to be a couple tables ahead of me. Now, like I said, it's nice and quiet right now, so I don't necessarily need to hurry. I also have all these debuffs on me, and they're going to last for another 3 minutes. So instead of actually doing the food, I'm going to walk away. We're going to go do other things. So I'm going to look at my log real quick. I got 44. Okay, good. Okay, so we pilfered coins. so we can turn that into Gareth. So we're going to turn in that quest to Gareth. Because basically what we've done is we've gone around and picked up all the in-town stuff. Now I'm going to start doing the out-of-town stuff. So I haven't finished the in-town stuff yet, though. We know this. It's okay. So we're going to talk to Virgil. And he's going to be like, hey, you should build a snowman.
Help me with something.
I'll be like, cool, I'll go build a snowman. So I picked that one, the accident one, because that's the, it only requires 2 things, sticks and coal. Now, if you haven't done all of the snowmen, you want to do each one once, because there's a deed with that, and you get a title, and I think you get a housing item. A little snowman for your house. But so, okay, so now I'm going to make a circle around the outside. So here I'm picking up the chicken things, and then I'm going to go out here and do the firewood, and then I'm going to pop down here and do the berries and the wintry weather, and then I'm going to go over here and do the snow beasts, and then I'll go over here and do mushrooms, and then I'll head back to town. So that's kind of my process. So right now I'm picking up eggs out of the chicken nests. If you do the instance, this is where one of the forts are, the snow forts that the kids have made that you defend. There's one here, there's one like there, and then there's one at the very bottom in the middle of the ice, the lake that's covered with ice. So, Lost Hobbit says that's exactly the way I do it too, yeah. Now, when I'm out here, so you've got these grouchy trees that you're taking firewood from. I try to take a look around because I'm high enough level with most of my characters now, I think, that come out and do this, that I just can one-shot these things. So I try to see if there's anybody else also doing the same out here because I don't want to like make it harder for other people to do the same thing. How am I doing? I need one more. So if I see somebody who's like a really low level or something and they're out here and they're kind of like getting thrown around by the trees, because that happens. Oh, look how pretty that is. Sometimes I'll stop and I'll be like, I'll offer to fellowship with them or something just to make it easier for them, and because your kills count for them also. And plus I don't want to just like, you know, take all the trees. I think that's kind of unfair. But look how beautiful that is. It's just gorgeous. There you go. Isn't that so pretty? I really love what they do in this game. It's so gorgeous. Okay, so let's get back on the road. There's a nice screenshot if anybody wanted to screenshot that. Let me get a desktop or something. Maybe I can get that to be my thumbnail for the stream. Okay, so here's where you have the berries, the winter berry bush. So I grab one here, and then I hit a winter weather. It's so funny, I've gotten so used to just using auto shoot, and one of my characters, the one on Crick Hollow, is only like level 53, and so she doesn't actually take it out in one shot with the auto shoot. And I keep forgetting that, and so I'll like shoot, and then I'll tab to the next one, shoot, tab to the next one, and the next thing I know I'm being attacked by like 3 wintry weathers. It's like, darn it, didn't mean to do that. That was not intentional. Okay, so now I've got my bushes, my berries, and I'm gonna go find a snow beastie. And you'll notice I said a snow beastie because you only need 1. I saw somebody running around doing 3 again the other day. It's like, you don't need to do that. I'm clicked on the snow beast. I've got the little icon here to cheer. So we do cheer, pause, cheer, pause, cheer. Boom. I have done 3 cheers, 1 snow beast. I'm out of here, and the others are still snoozing for the next person to come along. So that's what you want to try and do if you're doing the snow beasts in order to like make it a little bit more, you know, other player friendly. Okay, so here we are for mushrooms. I see a cat eyeing my lap. So give me a second to make a better lap for you. Oh. All right. Whenever you're ready there, Kato. Kato of the long nails. Yes, Loshire says, insert Hobbit and mushroom joke here. I know, I think before we'll obviously say something along the lines of, you know, Hobbit should be able to just pick up like all the mushrooms and keep going. Hobbits want all the mushrooms. All the mushrooms. Okay, so now I start riding back into town. So I've done the cheering, so we can turn that into Guard Kember. So Abominable Snow Beast, that's done. Now, Mara has a do one thing, and she'll give you a sack of presents. So I can go ahead and do that now, and let's see what we got. We got some Yule Festival tokens. Nice. Oh, right. Hey, we're still on this food challenge. All right, well, my buffs are gone now, right? We've been wandering around for long enough. So now I kind of look around. I don't see anybody else doing it. There's nobody down at the table, like, nomming a bunch of stuff, right? So we're going to go ahead and continue. Now, from here on out, it is timed. So you do have to pay attention. So I'm going to go ahead, and she's like, now it's time for the second phase. I hope you have plenty of room left. So we pick that up. Now our time begins. We just need to run by this guy, and he knows that we're here. So we need to eat 5 things at this table, and I have 50 seconds to do it. So 2. We'll do the eggs. And looks like it's going to have to be pie and mystery drink. Okay, so we'll do a pie and a mystery drink, and we're going to hope for the best. And sweet, it did remove everything. So what I do is I mount up, talk to this guy, because you have to talk to him to end it. So I have 19 seconds left. Finish now, and I go on to the next one. Again, same thing. We just have to run by him. He knows I'm here. Now I gotta eat 5 things. 2, 3, 4, and 5. There is a mystery drink here also, but it didn't look like it was gonna show up. Well, now you wanna come on my lap.
Hello there.
Oh no, you just wanna come in my face. Hi, honey. All right, well, I gotta go to keep the next table going. All right, thanks. She has a little basket on my desk, and she's climbing into that. All right, so mushrooms, berries. There's a mystery drink, and it's usually on this table, but it doesn't look like it's going to show up either. I'll do some eggs. Oh, nope. If you move, it cancels what you're doing. So I'll do the bread, or the berries. It looks like I'm going to have to do eggs after all. Okay. So notice when you eat your 5th thing, the stuff, you know, kind of disappears for you.
Greetings, friend.
So down the steps, and this is the last one. And you've always got some sort of debuff going when you get here. Even if you've gotten everything cleared from the previous one, they add something on when you get here. So, okay, so there's 3. We'll do some eggs. Usually there's just breads, pies, and sometimes eggs left here, so that wasn't a bad selection. And boom, and then you just say goodbye to him.
Friend.
You have to turn it into him before the time runs out. So if you find that your time is getting really close, maybe on your last thing, go ahead and click on him, so that way you can go ahead and select him and turn that in really fast. I've had that happen sometimes. So that's how you do the food thing. I would say like 95, maybe 99% of the time I succeed in that now. But I tell you, when I first started, I did not. So some of the things I discovered were let all those buffs run out before you start on the second table. Ride from table to table, that really helps, I've discovered. And then of course pay attention to what you're eating. Grab the berries. Now, I didn't do it too much this time, but if the food is disappearing, like if you're eating it and other people are eating it and there's not a lot left, if you pause for a second, the tables will refill with more stuff. So sometimes, you know, you might be like waiting for something and there's nothing good, but you know, there's all breads and pies there. So you can just pause for a second if you've got the time and see if something else, you know, if it refreshes and you get some new stuff. Okay, so now we've done 3 times baking here for stuffing the stuffed. We've done coal for the snowman. And now we're gonna pick up a keg and we're gonna go drop that off. Now we can't be seen by the guards, so by the watchers, so like that guy's a no, and that guy's a no. So this is the path I normally take, is I come this way, and then I watch the watcher, and he's gonna turn around and walk the other way in a moment. Bye. So then I kind of hug the wall if he's near, jump up on the table, jump over the wall, and drop it off at the thirsty patron, and we're good. There's probably other routes you can take. I know some people, oh, and then you just go around the corner and turn it in, by the way.
What is this worm
So
coming
he's
to?
good. We've got mushrooms and everything for her.
Hello there.
We've got the firewood for her.
Greetings,
You're
friend.
welcome. Yeah, there's another path that some people take where they basically pick up the keg. Yeah, flying kegs, I know, right? Where they pick up the keg and they make it down here and avoid this watcher, because that watcher's always there. And they manage to like go along the wall and then jump like here and land on the tables and keep going. But I have not had good luck with that, so I find it easier to avoid the watcher at the top and then just fall down here. Oh, by the way, if you're doing the other snowmen, this is where you find the scarf, if you're looking for the scarf. The scarf snowman, whatever, that one, the scarf is there. Okay, so usually about this point, I'm here. I've just turned in those things. So now I want to go build a snowman. It's usually around the last thing I need to do of the things I've already picked up. So funny thing is, if you go out by these swans, these ice sculptures, if you jump up here, you can actually jump over the wall and get outside of the area, and you can jump back in from this direction as well. But it's really convenient to get down to the snowman from here. So let's see, I think it might be this snow pile. We're gonna try this one. Dame Hypatia says, good evening, dear gentle hobbits. Oh, good evening to you as well. Yes! So there's one snow pile for each of the different types of snowmen that it will make a giant version of it. And this is the one, we found it. Check it out, look how huge this broken snowman is compared to my little bitty hobbit. It's huge! Now it's gonna disappear in a few minutes, but you can see that, like, that's the original, and that's the giant one. So with its giant head in the ground, and the stick where its head was on and it fell off. Oh, that's so cool. I learned that route accidentally last year. Nice. So yeah, so here's the original with his little arm and where his head would be, and then there's my giant one. Yay! Now the giant ones are different. Like the scarf wearing snowman, it's not that same snow pile. It's a different one. The mitten wearing one, I think, might be over there. It's in the picture that I posted on for the tweet and the Blue Sky post that I did for today's stream, because I post on both of those now. It's from a few years ago that I found that one. Excuse me. And I got a couple of cute pictures. So. Okay, so I have made my snowman. I'm going to turn it into Virgil. Okay, so now we have cold as ice. I haven't turned that in yet. So we're going to go turn that in. That's in the workers' hallway there. Okay, so daily utterage, we'll turn that in.
What
So,
can I do for you?
I am now sitting at 9 quests. So the options are, at this point, I could do a charitable spirit, which is where you go around to each person and give them a coin. That's nice. Once you have done that 10 times, you get it completes a deed and you get a title. And so I kind of tend to stop doing that because I'm done. Another option is to do the theater. And so you pick up the quest from the Hobbit there and you go into the theater. Now, as I've mentioned, though, it's kind of quiet here right now. So I've got this nice kind of like A-B system right now, where if it's busy, that means there's probably people in the theater, so I'll probably go do the theater. If it's quiet, that means nobody is shooing these people away, generally. So I'll go do that. Now, had conversations recently about some of these things. For example, this moving them off. Guard Kember is like, he wants the beggars sent away, which I think is pretty rude. So I'm not really sending him away. It's more like, hey, Barrett, we've got like the Revolution headquarters set up. It's got nice, warm, we've got a fire going, we've got some food and drink for you there. So make a show of it. Make Guard Kember think I've shooed you off, but go get a hot drink. So that's our headcanon on shooing them off. So, and that's why I don't mind doing it right now, because there aren't a lot of other people running around also trying to interact with these same NPCs. So I don't tend to do it when there's a lot of other people around, because other people might also be trying to click on the NPCs, and as you may have noticed, they run off. And they don't respawn immediately. It takes a minute because they've got a long animation. Like, look, he's gonna go all the way out. Like, he's still walking. He's still going. So anybody who is waiting to click on him is waiting still. Yes, vive la résistance, comrade. And it says before. And he's still not showing back up here. So, you know, that's really frustrating if you have like 10 people who are trying to click on the same guy, which is why I choose not to do that quest if there's lots of other people around, because I'm like, see, here's another person and they're waiting. And like, where's the guy, you know? Although maybe I can't see him anymore because I'm in the middle of that quest. I don't know. No, she's back. So he would be back. Sometimes they take a long time. Yeah, so I just feel like that's just, I don't know. That's sad. It's frustrating. So I try not to put other people in a situation where they might be frustrated. So I don't do that one unless it's really quiet. But now I've done it. I can turn this back into him, and I've got my 10 quests. So I go over to Mara, and we're like, hey, Mara, we've done our 10 quests for today. She's going to give us 5 Yule Festival tokens and a bunch of legendary item experience, which is awesome. Now, every few days, you will complete a wrapper. So we just completed a Festive Flurry Advanced, which it says 15 days, although I think they've reduced it down because each one of them used to be, I think, 5 days, and now they're 3 days, maybe? Yeah, that's true. Different festivals are different, but they have made adjustments. So sometimes the words they have in there are referring to the old amount of time it used to take. So anyway, she's going to give me some legendary item experience, some Figments of Splendor, a scrap of Essence Reclamation Scroll, which, whatever, Universal Ingredient optional, an ingredient I can use to make a recipe critical, or succeed, and then 1,000 virtue experience. So that's nice. So we finished that. Yay! And then that's not where I want to go. Here's where I want to go. And then I just wasn't sure if that was him or if that was outside. I'm hearing noises. Yeah, I'm either hearing fireworks or I'm hearing the cat scratching something. It could be either one. Let's see, Fortune of Festive Spirit, that is complete a Festive Flurry final, which I will pick up tomorrow when I pick up the next wrapper. And then the mission to bring good cheer. We haven't done any missions. You want to get working on that? I'm on Laurelin. Yeah. So there's a deed. Is it hidden if you haven't started it? It probably is. Let's see, what's it called even? Let's see, mission maybe? No. Well, that's the name of the quest. I think I'm hearing fireworks. Bringer of Good Cheer, that might be it. Complete a mission to bring good cheer 40 times. That's it. So Bringer of Good Cheer. It's under, race and social, for classification social. So do I have that started? I do not have that started. So basically, That's too bad, because I wanted to look at what the, let's do one mission. Oh, I could go do a Bilbo one. You're so smart. Okay, I'm gonna go do a Bilbo mission. So let me get to Rivendell. Because there's a Bilbo mission that, like, there's no fighting. So I have a quest from Mara that's basically, she says, a mission to bring good cheer, which she just says, go do a mission. And people are like, okay, but which one? Because with the Yule instances, it's very specific. Like, there's 2. You go do those. But when she's like, go do a mission, there's no guidelines, because there's no guidelines. You can do any mission you want in the world. So we're gonna go do a mission that doesn't involve any fighting, I think. If I can remember. Is it number 7? I think so. All right, so we go over here to the last homely house, but outside in this cute little gazebo space is Celeblier. Actually, the first one, I think, there's no fighting. We'll just do that one. We'll just do that. Okay, so he has, so this is a little thing. If you haven't run across these, they've created a handful of these in the game. I think, well, I guess there's 2 so far, right? There's the Bilbo, Further Adventures of Bilbo Baggins, and then Further Adventures of Elladan and Elrohir, which are the sons of Elrond. I don't think there's any further adventures yet, but I'm really hoping that they continue on that, because I think they're fun. So it's like a, I kind of think of it as like a sitcom or a soap opera, where you've got like, but you kind of got like a beginning and an end storyline, and you've got like so many different chapters of that story. And so that's what we're doing, is we're going into the various chapters of this very short story. So it really doesn't take long to go through the whole thing, actually, but we'll just start with the first one. So this one is chapter 1, and it begins on January 12, 3019, of the Third Age, and it is after the forward, the Fellowship departs in the game. So this is after the Fellowship has come to Rivendell, or has been in Rivendell and has been formed, and they've been sent off on their adventure. So it's after that has happened. So this elf says, might you spare a moment of your time? It is almost certainly nothing, but I should not care to face the master of the house if it turns out otherwise. I understand you know Bilbo Baggins. Yes, the Hobbit, currently in residence here at the last homely house, guest of Lord Elrond, and welcomed by all. I had a question for him of great importance, but when I sought for him, I could find no sign of him in any of his usual haunts. That is quite unusual. Will you accept this mission then? I need you to find him for me. Okay, so we're like, sure, why not? So you accept the mission, and then he has a ring that is basically, your current quest is to go and do it. He's like, oh, okay, you will help me search for our missing hobbit? Oh, good, good. Again, I'm sure it is nothing, but if it is not nothing, well, if it is not nothing, it is sure to mean trouble. So then we travel into the scenario. So now we go into the story. And usually when you come in, the character that you're interacting with, there'll be some sort of narration like, you know, we've arrived at the last homely house and we're looking for Bilbo, or whatever it is. Let's see if it doesn't show. Sometimes it'll show. Oh yeah, I think it. Let's see. I probably worry for nothing. When we find Bilbo, we will laugh long and well, and not before. So all right, and he says, are they not on? Well, he didn't say it. It was just a narration. All right, he says, this way, perhaps someone has seen Bilbo in the past few minutes while we've been discussing his absence. That would be worthy of laughter indeed. I can almost guarantee my speech bubbles are on. I'm a social hobbit. Of course my speech bubbles are on. Oh, Lord Elrond has emerged from his library. Let me speak for us. Lord Elrond, a very good afternoon to you. So we're going through this, you know, this thing where he is like, and then Elrond's like, is it? He pulls a Gandalf. It's kind of funny. So I didn't use my, oh, my cup's even getting cold. It's a little chilly over here. It's been chilly recently, even though It's been like in the 40s Fahrenheit, but my tea gets cold quicker than I would like it to. Or maybe I'm just slow to drink it. That can happen too. Maybe I want my tea warm. Nah, that's fine. Maybe just like 20 seconds. Because I'm worried about the cup being in the microwave. Okay, so Elrond and Caleb there are having a chat here. And they're both kind of talking past each other. But anyway, so then, yeah, he has to basically confess that he doesn't know where Bilbo is. And he's like, oh, well, she must ask you something. He kind of chickens out. So we go and tell Elrond that we haven't seen Bilbo around Rivendell for some time, and we wonder at his absence. And Elrond is kind of like, you know what, I haven't seen him today either. Maybe we should look around. So perhaps my daughter or one of my sons has seen him. Thank you. Speak with them, and with Glorfindel, if you happen across him, maybe they've seen him. And then your worries and those of Kelbear are unfounded. So talk to Arwen across the bridge to the north, talk to Elro here outside the entrance to the Last Family House, and talk to Glorfindel to the south. So this is our set of quests. Thank you. And Elrond's going to stand here and wait. So if you're in here, you can do this as a duo. You can do the missions solo or duo. Effie asks, what am I drinking? I am drinking a tea that's over there. But hang on, I just put it on the grocery list. It's actually called spicy chai, which is weird because I don't like spicy things. I mean, they're just too spicy for me. They hurt. But it's Clipper is the brand, because it's popular here in the Netherlands where I live. And it's called spicy chai. And I like it with, I do a little bit of honey or sugar, but usually honey, and then some milk, just like a splash of milk with it. And it's really tasty. It's not a black tea, it's an infusion, so it's just like a chai, but it's got black pepper, it says, which is really funny because I don't like black pepper either, generally. So it's funny because it says it's spicy, I don't like spicy. It says it has black pepper, I don't like black pepper, and yet I really like the tea. So it boggles the mind. Let's see. Okay, Arwen hasn't seen him. Oh, and then I was going to mention that if you're doing a mission, you can do a mission as a solo, like I'm doing right now, or you could do it as a duo. And if you're doing it as a duo, stuff like this, where you've got to go run around and talk to people or something, you can, one person, anybody who does it, it counts for both of you. So a lot of times when we do this as a duo, we'll just split up and one person goes one way and the other person goes the other way, and boom, 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 and then we meet here back at the middle. So here come Kelbear and Elrond. We've talked to everybody, and nobody has seen Bilbo. And so he says nobody's seen him within the house or in the Vale since yesterday. Some of the folk may believe he may have found a quiet, sunny place in which to write, or maybe fell asleep somewhere. But we need to consider another possibility. He says, you know that the secret company recently departed. It was decided in the council that Bilbo should not be a part of the fellowship, but now I wonder if something kind of drove him to follow after them. So we can't discount that possibility. So we need to go and maybe search him out. Okay, so we're going to finish the mission. So some missions, there'll be a mission reward. You want to make sure you click on that before you leave. And that gave me some tokens of further adventure. And then it's like, oh, I thought for certain we would find Bilbo by now. So that travels us back, in this case, to where Kelbear was standing originally. So we can go to him and complete it. So it's like, oh, so no one has seen him since this morning. I thought we'd, solve the mystery. Maybe something's happened. And so completing this gives us a little bit of money, legendary item experience, and some tokens of further adventure. So we finished that now, and that is now clear. Oh, how funny. And that just been opened up on a mission weekly. So now he has like the full set. If you haven't done any of them, it will require you to do them in order, whereas I've already done each one of these at least once, so I can just pick and choose if I want to. And then there is a cooldown, so I can't do it again for another 8 hours, that particular one. And each one will give you some of those tokens, which you can use with this guy to get things like cosmetic pets, so bog lurker, adventurous lurker, bear cub, black bear cub, a shield, which looks like that. It's got a ink pen and quill in it. So that one's fun. So let's see, Effie says the tea sounds delicious. You'll have to try that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of overly spiced things either. I know, right? It's so weird. It's like everything you think I wouldn't like, and yet, I don't know, I really like it. So, Skogsy says, good evening. Hello, good evening to you. Oh, the Adventurous Visitor is cute. It's a guard, a housing guard, property guard. And it's Bilbo, and he's got like a book, and he's just kind of walking around like reading his book as he's like walking around. It's really cute. So that one's neat. And then you could get some other housing items, treasure chest, storage urn, candlestick bench, all sorts of other things. Oh, which reminds me that, not Fiber Jedi. Fiber Jedi is awesome also. But I was going to say, Deco Demu is a fantastic website for taking a look at housing items. So if you're ever curious, like, what does a housing item look like, you can always go to the website, and I will put that in the chat, a link. I know you have more words, but I just put the link. Yeah, that's a great place, and it's really super handy during festivals, or if you're doing missions and you're trying to trade stuff in with the barter guy, because then you can kind of get an idea of what something looks like before you then purchase it for your house. So, let's see. Oh yeah. Dame Hypatia says the first Bilbo mission is perfect as background to knitting, etc. The dialogue between Elrond and the other guy, Kelblier, is good for making quite some stitches. That's awesome. Okay, so now remember we had the do a mission to bring good cheer. We just did a mission, so now it says talk to Mara Sandy Downs. So now we're going to pop back over to Mara. So I'm going to do what we did before, which is going to take myself to Bree, because that's the easiest way to go. Because there's a stable master to the festival grounds at Westbury, Kellendim, Thorns Hall, and Mickledalving. But this is the one that's closest to where my hunter travel drops me off at. All the others are a little bit more of a walk to get there. So this is the one I choose most often. The only reason I might choose, like, sometimes I do the dwarf one because I might be adjusting the number that I've got my, I have the difficulty thing on. And sometimes I'll bump that up or drop it down depending on something, if I'm doing something. Okay, so now we just got to run back down to Mara, turn that in. And she said, spread some good Yule cheer. Have you? Well done, friend. And she gives us 5 festival tokens. But that should open up this new deed. Bringer of good cheer. So complete a mission to bring good cheer 40 times. Now, what that means is I have to get the quest from her, go do a mission, turn the quest back into her. I have to do that 40 times. You may be aware that the festival is less than 40 days. So it is intended that you will not get this done in 1 year. It's intended to be a multiple year thing to kind of get you, interested, give you something to work on over multiple years. If you complete that, someday in the future, you get a pet, which is the Tome of the Wild Gray Donkey, which looks like this. So you get this cosmetic pet, this gray donkey with little white features as a cosmetic pet. So, and that's the only way you can get it. also. So if you were like a donkey collector, that's the only way to get that. Okay, cool. So we've started that up. So now, like tomorrow, I can pick up the mission to do good cheer from her again, and I can go and do a mission and get the credit for that, and you know, I can do that like every day. So before it says knitting is also great for Dutch language practice. He says, I pulled out a square I'm working on as part of a large blanket at choir and got to explain what I was doing about 10 times as various choir members were all, oh, what are you making? Yeah. I've been attending like I'm like, my brain is like a flurry with English and Dutch words coming at me. So once a month I go to what they call a knitting morning, but you can knit or crochet. And it's a small group that gets together once a month, and there's a woman who's kind of in charge of it, and she like is there to answer questions, and she'll often bring us little goodies and stuff like that. So that is a really nice group to just be in and regularly see the same people every month. So that's been fun. But then also there's a community center that's just intended for the drop-in aspect of it, which is you can drop in and have like coffee or tea, usually like 2 to 2.5 hours a day. There's a time frame, and people can just come in and have a seat and have a coffee, have a tea, whatever. And there's a group of us that are volunteers that, you know, get the coffee and the tea, and we're like a listening ear. You know, our job is to basically hang out and be someone they can talk to. So, you know, it's nice for a lot of people who might be on their own or don't have a lot of social connections like we don't. I mean, we have some, but not as many as people who like grew up here. So things like that. So it's a really neat thing. So there, we've started doing every other Friday morning. Also, they don't call it a breiokten. Do they call it handwerking? Like handcrafts, basically. And so that includes things like knitting and crocheting, but also if somebody had other crafts that they wanted to bring to work on, they could totally do that. So yeah, I've been I don't get the same questions quite as much because I'm seeing the same people over and over again, and they've seen the projects I'm working on for a while. So it's more of how is that project going versus, you know, oh, what are you doing? Hey, Agarthar's in the chat. Hey, Agarthar. Agarthar says, some fast missions to do for a mission to bring good cheer. Bilbo chapter 7, if you know the secret. Oh, okay, we could go do that, actually. I could show that off. Wildwood's Fallfang stand. Yep, there's fighting in that one. Only one combat, that's true. It's one big combat. For burglars, if you have Umbar in the port, the Beast of Belfast mission is really fast because you stealth your way to the boss. That's cool. Dame Hypatia says, that's even with technical terms. Yeah, I know, right? Because you know English, French, and crochet. Oh, knitting for English and French, and crochet for UK English for crochet. Yeah. I know, we were having this discussion the other day because I know with crochet there's American English and British English, and the terms are different, and it throws me off. In fact, I was looking at doing a pattern, and it was in British English, and I'm so used to American English for crochet terms that I got to a point where I'm like, I either have to translate this whole thing because I can't translate it on the fly, or I'm just not going to do it because it was just like, Whereas for knitting, I'm pretty sure, like, if it's in English, it's the same British or American. Like, I think there are no changes between those terms. Now, as you go into different languages, definitely. Like, I'm having to learn the terms in Dutch, which are not the same as the terms in English for both crocheting and knitting. So, yeah. Yeah, before it says over and over, ik ben vierkant als onderdeel van een deken. Er zijn 63 vierkanten en dit is nummer 7. Which is, as he typed out then, yeah, I'm knitting a square as part of a blanket. There's 63 squares and this is number 7. Oh yeah, Dame Hypatia, like the first floor having different meanings between the UK and USA. And I have definitely converted over to European version of that. So, you know, we are definitely like ground floor, first floor, second floor. And I'm totally happy with that. But we do have to remember to translate when we're talking to like our American friends and family. Because we're so used to that, you know. They'll be like, oh, you know, we'll be like, yeah, and our bedrooms are on the first floor. And they're like thinking we mean down here. And we're like, no, up there. So, yeah. Okay, so I think we've done everything here that we were going to do. But I'll show you a couple other things you can do as part of the festival and whatnot. So one of the things you can do are the horse races. They do count as items for the festival, for the wrapper. So we're going to pop over and take a look at that. Oh, you know what I haven't done is I haven't opened my Hobbit presents. So let me pause for a moment. So right now, the Hobbit presents have a chance of being a Yule present. So what do we get? Oh, got Dalen's crams. I mean, okay, fine, but not what I wanted. Now, you get a free silver one every day. You can try for another one for mithril coins. And I did do that the other day, and I got something, and that was pretty cool. So I'm debating if I try it again or not. And if I go for it, do I go for a silver or do I go for a gold? All right, well, while we think about that, and put it in the chat if you have an opinion. All right, we're going to go do a Breland Festival Ground. I'm going to hop on my pony. And we're going to go do a horse race. Funny thing, I was doing a horse race the other day, and there was something going on with Bree with the horse race because it kept like hesitating, and it kind of kept hesitating like at the same place, and I ended up failing it, and I wandered off and did something else, and then came back to my computer, and I was still standing here, and the ring had refreshed. I was like, cool, I'll try it again, and it did the same thing. So that was like, something was definitely going on. But we're going to try it. We'll try it today. So what I tend to do is I'm like kind of like I'm a kite flying behind my pony here. So I'm up kind of high, and I'm using my right mouse button to direct both like my up and down as well as my side to side here. And then I use my left hand for the jumps and try to coordinate that way. So each hand kind of has its own job. And I'm moderately successful with that. Whoa! There we go. Woohoo! And yeah, I could not get over these fences the other day because it kept rubber banding me backwards. And so you thought you were over it, and then you come back and you're like up against it. It was like, what? And then oh my God, it was all messed up. But yay! I think I may have just come back the next day and done it. So now this does give you 3 Yule Festival tokens as well. And you can go do the other one. The other one I find, because I have a house in Bree, and my kinship house is also in Bree. The kinship house for the kinship that my character is in is also, not Bree, is in the Shire. And my house is also in the Shire. So I find it handy to just pop down to the Shire. I find this closer than Mickle Delving to get to the Shire racing. Because there's 2 different races you can do. There's one at Bree, and then there's one in the Shire. Oop. You got it? Thank you. Dame Hypatia says those festival tokens have a low, really have a low cap. The older ones still have no cap. So these tokens currently don't have a cap, which is nice. The Yule Festival one. Now the festivity ones, yeah, it's like a 40, I think it is. So actually we could run the, we'll go run some of that here in a minute. All right, so we'll pick this up.
Hello.
Sure, why not?
Might I speak with you a moment?
Shall we follow that guy? Follow that pony. So this one's a little different. Oh, and I don't like doing it at night. It's so dark. It's a little harder to see. But we'll see what we can do here. Whoa! Ooh, 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 no! We had it. I wonder, I think it caused me to fall in. That's so funny. You gain a burst of speed, but then I didn't get the burst of speed. Like I said, I don't like doing this one at night in the game because it's so dark. I miss the details. Oh well. Oh, I go around this, by the way. And it still counts. It's totally fine. Ooh, did the batteries arrive? Yay! I've got a couple of battery-operated candles for the window. Just got them. There was like a little Christmas festival, Kerstfest market recently here in town. And somebody was selling those. I thought, oh, that's cute. So, but we realized we didn't have enough batteries. Yay! So this will also give me some festival tokens.
A lovely
3.
day, isn't it?
So yeah, actually I have for this festival, which is Yule, I currently have 886 Yule tokens. Actually, can I? Do I still have it there? Oh, it's not as easy. I have it up on Titan Bar, but it just has the icons. It doesn't have the words, and I always forget which is which. So yeah, I have 886 Yule Festival tokens. Now, Midsummer, that one also caps. That one has a cap of 250. I'm currently 127. Fall Festival, I have 237. Farmer's Fair, I have 589. Oh, I have a bunch of buried treasure ones. I didn't realize that. Anniversary tokens, I have 106. So I've been kind of stocking up on this festival on this server because this character, she hasn't done the consumable stuff yet. So, you know, where you drop all the different things. So, oh yeah, festivity, only 40. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, right. I was going to check what I was doing, how I was doing the festivity ones. Festivity. Oh, I don't have any? Really? Hang on. Let's go talk to, what was it? Mara Sand? No, Mara Sandydown's the other one. Who's our Hobbit in charge of the festivity tokens? That's true. I think I got them last week and spent them all, didn't I? That's okay. Well, let's go in and do some more. I discovered that there's a housing item that she has that I kind of find rather cute.
Greetings, friend.
All right, let's pop back over there. Oh, Verbena Greenhand. That's who we want to talk to. She's the festivity tokens barterer. And she comes around for a number of the different festivals. So her tokens can, you know, you can use them at any one of those festivals that she's at. But as you mentioned, it is a cap. So Verbena Greenhand right here. So she's all dressed up in her like wintry gear at the moment. It's very cute. But then you'll also see her at, I believe it's the Spring Festival. Yeah, that's where she has like the goat of the honey goat, and I think also the cape maybe. Yeah, so she has different things at different festivals. So at the Winter Festival, the Yule one, she has an outdoor fire pit, this Snow Strider's woven deer. I'm pretty sure that's new this year, and it's really cute. I've gotten 2 of those, I think, so far. I maybe even on the server. She's got the Tome of the Yule Princess Bunny. And then she's got these banners, which I'm not big on the banners, so I'm not worried about it. The ones that you stick in the ground and they wave. There's some Storvagun cosmetic things. Alabaster donkey cosmetic pet, which I've already gotten. And then this is always cute, though. This is one of the first things I try to get on every new server, is this Frostbluff, the knitted Frostbluff. We've got the knitted Frostbluff Mitts of Comfort. the cap and the tunic. I just think this outfit is super cute, and it dyes up so good. I have actually considered knitting this outfit because it's just so cute. At some point, I may like try to crowdsource this, like gather a group of us knitters and see if we can't come up with a way to like make a pattern for this. Wouldn't that just be hilarious? But yeah, so let's see, what's the color I like to do. Turquoise is nice. So turquoise, and then the mitts. Let's see, hands, gloves. There it is. One of the things, if that went orange, I do like doing contrast. I was just about to say though, I do like doing contrast between like the hat and the gloves one color, and then the outfit, the tunic another color. The orange and the turquoise actually came out nice together there. One of my favorites though is to do, let's see, purple. Oh no, or was it the other way around? Oh, let me see. And rose, here it is. And then purple for the gloves. Or it may have been the other way around. I may have done purple for the outfit, and that looks good too. Yeah, so I like the purple and the rose. They look good together. I think there was another one though that wasn't purple, although I think the heirloom, no, not heirloom blue. I think a light blue also would look nice with that. But yeah, so this one's kind of fun to play with. Anyway, those three pieces are some of my favorites, and I think they go really nicely on every Hobbit, and actually even the tall people too. It looks good. So, so that's always fun to get. And then there's some other like Storvagan cosmetics, like shoulder guards and a helmet and gloves and boots. That's some wacky stuff that you can get here. And then they've got like snowmen that you can get. Oh, the carrot nose. You can't miss the carrot nose. That one is great. I love the carrot nose. It's so cute. Oh, and then of course there's the Battle at Frostbluff cloak. Isn't that just adorable? I have a Bjorning actually who wears that cloak all year round because it's just cute. So, so there's some fun cosmetics that you can get from her in the wintertime that I always try to, you know, make sure I get in there and get those. So you may be wondering, I've been doing all this Yule Festival stuff. Why do I not have any tokens to spend with her? Because her tokens are special. So, oh, thanks, Lost Shire Hobbit. I'll mention that here in a second. So her tokens only come from the festival instances. That's the only way you can get her tokens. So Noodle Fried says those Storvagon boots look like Uggs. That's funny. Yeah, it's kind of like those. Oh, well, you can't see because I'm wearing a dress. Hang on, let me put something in there. So yeah, those boots. And then also, have you seen the Snow Beast boots? I love those. If I'm gonna wear shoes, those are probably the ones. The Snow Beast boots, those are hilarious. I love those. So Lost Shire Hobbit mentions that Cordovan just posted that the Lotro Game Worlds will be unavailable on Wednesday, December 20th. That's tomorrow. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time for weekly maintenance. Thank you for your patience, and we'll see you back in the game soon. So that's tomorrow, the normal reset. Yeah, can you dye these? Oh, you can. I forgot you can. Hi. What's up? Yes, you're cute. Oh, you're just so cute. You know it. Do you know how cute you are? So I don't know that dyeing them is the right thing, but you can. I guess if you needed them to look a very specific way to go with an outfit, but it just looks weird to dye fur. You know what I mean? Like, I think they just need to stay. Unless you were like going for something that's also, oh, maybe a brown. What would a brown might look right if you're trying to go with that kind of a color. So white or brown, I think. So a natural looking color might be okay. But yeah. Anyway, so so those are the. And we'll just reset those boots. There we go. They're just so cute. I do have a couple other shoes, not many. I don't tend to collect too many shoes. Let's see, where are they? Feet. There it is. So, of course, we have to have the boots of the Merry Fellow. So, you know, our Tom Bombadil. And we've got the Flowing Silver. Those are shiny. Those are good on an elf. Most of the time I keep the boots from the shoes for elves because they can wear shoes. They can wear some nice shoes. Now the Unflagging Dragon outfit is really cute. And that goes, sometimes it's worth it having the shoes on for that. Those are the gardening boots. I like those. Those are nice. The groom's boots that you can get at Midsummer. Let's see, Isengard Prisoner, Lascalon Spring Dress boots. Those are good with the rest of that. Oh, and there's the Snow Beast boots. The Snow Dusted outfit, those are kind of fun. I'll get back to that. Oh, I've got Stormgun spare boots for some reason. I must have gotten them out of a box or something because I don't know that I would buy those. Those are the Tidebreaker boots, and I really like the little like flower-looking thing going on there. Those are kind of cute. And then we've got the Warren Rangers boots. But the Snow Dusted, hang on, let me go back. Oops, out. Let me see if I can find if I have the rest of the Snow Dusted. Do you know what I haven't done is actually spend a lot of time looking at the what all is at the barterer that I don't have. Oh, you know what? I don't have the rest of the Snow Dusted outfit. How interesting. Here, let me pop down there and show it to you because it's actually quite cute. Excuse me. So these two guys here standing by the stage, those are the ones that have the majority of the things that you would barter for. So, oh, not Lawshire. I'm pretty much the update officer for the kin I'm in. So getting news out quickly is just something I do. Nice. Yeah, I do the same thing. We have a Discord for our various small groups, and yeah, I always have like the weekly specials posted and yeah, stuff like that. I think we spend more time talking about like non-Lotro stuff like knitting and, you know, dressing up cats and children and things like that than we do necessarily Lotro, but that's okay. We have a good time. So this, oh, we haven't bought this year's stuff even. This year's theme is Icy Expeditions. So, let's see, I guess I'm gonna have to scooch that back over. So this is the cloak. We have boots, mittens, hat, coat. There we go. So yeah, that definitely looks like you're going off on an icy expedition, doesn't it? So that's this year's themed outfit. I hadn't actually looked at it in close. I might end up getting that. Okay. And oh, and there's a tome of a sheep I don't have yet. Yeah, I gotta make sure I get back in here and do my shopping, you know. So it's nice. They've started doing a thing where they have a category called new rewards, and you can just see what's new this year. That's super handy because I used to be like, well, have I seen it before? Have I not? I don't know. So now you can just click on new rewards and then you're like, okay, this is what's new this year. Awesome. They do a thing in a lot of the festivals now where you can, so most of the stuff when you buy it, it's bound to account or bound to your character, but usually bound to your account. But that means you can't trade it away. A lot of the older stuff, you could sell it, you could put it in the auction house, you could trade it, whatever you wanted to do with it. But the newer stuff is not, it's bound to your account. So what they have are these gift boxes, and you can buy the gift box and it costs the same basically as the item itself, but the gift box you can give away. So that's really, really fun. And a nice way if you are like grinding tokens on like one character and you have, you know, a friend or whatever, and you want to give them something, it's a great way to be able to do it. Some of them are just the single item, like this is the cloak of the Winter's Light, and then some of them are a selection box where it's one of the Icy Expedition items, and they get to pick which one they want. So that's handy. I like that. So steeds, cosmetic pets and emotes. I will definitely need to come back to you. Okay, good. I have Frostbluff emote. I was like, do I not have that? Cool, I have that. So then they have the rewards of Yule's Past, Part 1 and Part 2. The Snow Strider mantle is great. It's, look at that. It's just, it looks so good. And then the rest of the Snow Strider outfit wasn't really my jam. But I love the scarf, which is actually a mantle. But yeah, it's nice. The wreaths. Oh, and then, okay, so then we get into the Shire Holly, which was, I think, the year before that, which is a really nice set of looks. That's the tunic, and then that's the gown. Isn't that a gorgeous gown? Looks really good. Oh yeah, Dame Hypatia points out that that scarf can be dyed up really good. Yeah, that Snow Strider's mantle that looks like a scarf. Oh my gosh, it's so flexible. I started seeing it a lot of places, and I was like, nice job, people. There's some really good stuff. Oh, and there's some really cute wreaths that you can get in the Yule's Past Part 1. Okay, so Part 2 has, oh, the Gala-worthy. This is a great set also. And it looks really good on elves. So you've got the tunic and jacket, the trousers with the boots. Look at those boots. Those are some high boots. They're awesome. You got the mantle, which is like got the little pointy bits going on there, and then the gloves. Are those actually showing the gloves? I don't know if it's showing the gloves properly. There we go. Yeah, and just this kind of nice. It's a really, I like this is a really good outfit, and it also does a lot of the good stuff here. Dyes up really well. I've been really pleased with the stuff they've been giving us recently. Like, even in yellow, it doesn't look bad. I'm not a fan of the yellow. All right, let's reset. Let's see. The poinsettia crown is a bit much for me, but it's right on the edge though. I could see wearing that like for events, but not like Green Dragon Friday. It's too casual. The Green Dragon Friday is too casual. Oh, I do love this Cloak of Flurries. That one's pretty, and I believe it dyes up well as well. Here's the Gala-worthy gown, which is so pretty. And it's got those snowflakes going on, so that's why it goes with that. And then the shoulders, so the gown by itself looks good for a Hobbit. The shoulders are a bit much for a Hobbit, but they are very, very pretty. And then that huge high thing, it's like something out of a Disney movie or something. Dame Hypatia says, some of the Yule festival garments have a big snowflake, etc. on the lower back. Isn't the best part of a Hobbit's body to be emphasized. Nice. Let's see, there's the woodland crown. That one's wacky, it goes way back. But this fur mantle is, again, it's one of those things that is super flexible, and when you dye it, it looks so good. Let me get a forest green on there. Look at the different colors and the shading that you get out of that. I think they just did a really nice job with that one. Here it is with like a sea blue. I've done it, oh wow, look at that in purple. That just looks like luscious. I think I've done it in, I did it in rose, and it looks really good. Yeah, with a rose outfit. My other character on the server that I was my main was Adamantia, and Adamantia often wore rose-colored stuff, whereas her sister, Rosenbloom, does not wear rose-colored stuff. So it's kind of funny, you know, like Adamantia wears rose, and Rose wears blues and stuff like that, blues and greens. Dame Hypatia mentions that the fur mantle works with the wedding dress. Nice. Let's take a look at that. Because I closed my wardrobe, I think. Yeah. Oh, it's not called wedding dress. Is it Arwen's? No, it's not Arwen's dinner dress, is it? It's a different one. Oh, but that looks cute. Is it bride? Bride's dress? Maybe that one. If that one, you think? Or a different one? I like the other one better. I like the dinner dress. I just like the dinner dress better, though, I think. That's why I think for me. Ooh, cute. Look at that. It's just the jacket of the watchtower. Just throwing stuff in. Getting wacky here. Let's see. Okay, so the fur mantle, love it. And then we've got the ornate winter dress. Oh, I've put these in funky colors now. That's okay. Y'all just can live with it, right? You can work with this. And then there's the jacket and trousers version. And there's the cloak that goes with it. I do like the handhelds, the festive wineskin. But the Yule mug, you'll notice I'm carrying that. And the Yule sparkler is nice. Okay, and then we get into some other things that aren't quite, like the hooded mantle of winter drifts, the helmed mantle of winter drifts, and then the robe of, I do like the robe of winter winds though. I do like that one. Really not sure about that backpack though, right? And then we've got the cloak. The cloak is, it's originally in blue. This is all coming out dyed pink rose because I've got it listed there. The hooded cloak of, the cloak of winter's light. Now let me reset, because the winter's light set is pretty fantastic. Look at that with all those like reds and burgundies and stuff. I think that one gold. I think that's a nice set of contrasts. And then, oh, and then you get the ice flower set. Why is the glove still showing? That's so funny. I like the separated back, you know. There's a couple of items like this, and the ice flower is one of them, and I like that. I haven't worn this outfit as a Hobbit though. It just, I don't know, isn't quite. It's definitely like an elven look, or maybe a dwarven look. That doesn't really work for the Hobbits though. Here's the northern sky. That's it's called the vestments, but it's like a robe, right? And then you've got shoulder guards that match it. You could do a hood if you want. I generally don't do the hood. But I do like that robe. I think that robe is really pretty. Let's reset ourselves. Okay, so that's part 2. And then the more the merrier. Now this is where you're getting into the old stuff where you can trade this stuff. So sometimes you can find this. Like you don't necessarily have to spend festival tokens. You might be able to find somebody who has it, you know, sitting around or that sort of thing. Like on Treebeard, I've gone and purchased most of these things in a previous Yule festival. So I just keep these in a chest that's accessible to the kinship, and anybody who wants to, you know, snag it and put it into their wardrobe has access to it. But like this, the Wintry Yule pack is really, I love that one. The Wintry Yule hat is cute, but the pointiness of it is not really my thing. That's the Yule Tree cloak. Oh, the Wintry Yule robe and the cloak are another pair that I like a lot. I have a Bjorning that I have wearing this, but I did the reds in a darker red. So they're like, I think I did it in a, oh, what's the other red? Crimson. I think that's what it is. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I did the accents in crimson, I believe. And there was a combination between some things come in better in crimson, some things come in better in red. Because I put like some shoulders or something with this, and I can't remember exactly what I did, but it turned out, I'll have to look at my spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet where I keep track of some of these things. But that's why the gloves are showing up, because they're on. Now they're off. So that's the Wintry Yule set. And then you can also buy the horned snow beast cloak, but you can, from the gifts that she gives you every day, there's another snow beast cloak that has like curlier horns. And then there's the snow beast boots, which you can't see. Let me put on, there you go. So, and then the snow beast boots that we were looking at before. So that's all of those. Oh, and dyes. They're still doing the thing where 2 of the dyes you can buy for Mithril, and the other 2 dyes you can buy for festival tokens. So make sure you get stocked up on those. In fact, Let me take a look. I have a dye carry-all. So let me find it real quick. Okay, so let's grab that. And the two dyes for this festival are the dark mossy green and the Lorien gold. So let's take a look at dark. I feel like I did this before though. Really? Let's look at the other one, Lorien. Really? Okay, hang on. Let's get a set of each of these. It gives you a pile of 6. Okay, and I have this set to auto gather, so I should have it now. Okay, so dark mossy green. Wow, I didn't have any? Oh, we need to fix this right now. Okay, and then maybe I should get one more bundle because that's 24. Let's get one more. Okay, so that's 30. And then the Lorien. What? Let's get, there we go. And 24, let's get 30. Okay, cool. I just used a couple hundred tokens, but it's absolutely worth it. Then I don't have to worry about it. Yay, for 2 years. That's how I make sure I have enough to last me through. Let's put that in there. Okay, so so those are the dyes. Now they have moved the dwarf candles from being in the Hobbit gifts into being available from the barterer. So I was kind of curious though, did they change how long the duration? 30 seconds duration, and these are also 30 seconds duration. Is that the same as it was before? Was it always 30 seconds? I think it was. I don't think I have any colors that I need to get right now because I'm feeling kind of flush with the dwarf candles at the moment. So I think I'm going to pause. Until they make them last longer, it's not as worth it. You know what I mean? All right, and then essences, which is nothing, so we'll skip out of that. Okay. Lost Hobbit says, all my characters have different colors, but I just created a new River Hobbit minstrel and need to think of a color for her. I know, right? It's like they have their personalities.
Greetings,
and
friend.
yeah. Okay, so this guy, the guy on the left, has the consumables, and with these, not all of them, but most of them, you do so many of them, 300 of them, and you complete a deed, which gives you the reward of having a permanent skill, so you could do it anytime you want. So that's one of the things, that's the main thing I'm getting tokens for, is to buy up enough of these. Now, the frosty beverages, you can just do yourself, but like the other things, you have to have a target. So like if I target this poor unsuspecting person, and I throw down a grim crystal, it does that. And now notice how they're all on cooldown, so I have to wait, except for the snowball. The snowball is separate. I don't know why. The snowball also has a much faster cooldown. It's only 3 seconds. Whereas these have a cooldown of like, what is it? Like 30 seconds? It's a long time. Well, it feels like a long time. So, but now I could do the frosty beverage, which is just to me, which you take a drink and then you like sneeze. So that you can work through just standing somewhere, but the other ones you gotta have targets. So I find that takes longer because like I generally don't try to hit somebody when they're unsuspecting. I usually try to make sure I'm attacking somebody who's okay with it. So they take longer. Okay, so here's the snow dusted stuff. That's what started this whole thing. So let's look at the snow dusted outfit. Aside from the hat, there's some cool, I like on the shoulders and on the boots, for example, and the neck thing. I really like how it, like the gradient on it, you know what I mean? Like it does look like there's more than one, it's not just like one splash, like one bonk of color, you know what I mean? It's got some color gradation going on in there, and I think it looks cool. I think it's a cool idea. So let me scoot back out. There we go. And then the Yule tunic and trousers is popular also. See, I love that snow dusted look. It's just the, oh, and this is the snowy dress. It's not my jam. The Yule scarf though, highly recommended. Dyes up well, goes with everything. Really handy to have. The Yule stocking cap, it's, let me reset. It depends on your style. Some people like it. It's got the little earmuffs going on. So if some people find that it suits them. Some people it's not really for them. So you just have to kind of see what you like. This is, that's the fancy winter cloak, and that's the snowy tunic and trousers. So that's the snowy tunic and trousers. That's the snowy dress. So you can see the how they, you know, go from one to the other. We have the warm winter cloak. And what else we got for this guy? Oh, I'm just going through everything. I didn't separate out the categories. Let's see. We've got the Yule cloak. Oh, it's nice. That little point there. It's very elvish. The snowy cloak. The brisk Yule cloak. And then you get into these gift boxes. And there's one for each of the initial races. So elf, Breeland. Doesn't say man. It says Breeland. Dwarf and Hobbit. And it's a random selection, or not, yeah, it's random box. So you open it up and it's one of like 6 different things that it can be. And each one of them has a slightly different selection, but there is some overlap. Each one though, there's a wallpaper that you can get, and some of that wallpaper, like the elf wallpaper, is only available out of the elf gift box, for example. So sometimes I will go and, you know, buy up a bunch of the boxes because I'm trying to get like the wintry or the Yule background that I like for my house, and that's the only way you can get them. Supreme Legendary gift box. I think it just gives you a box of coal or something, doesn't it? Oh. I don't think it is. Because it says, oh boy, a gift box. You sure hope it is full of first age legendary items and armor from Dar Narbogad. Yeah, I think it's a lump of coal that you get out of that one. It only costs 1, whereas the other ones cost 10. So I think that's it. Now, if you do get one of those, you can use the lump of coal for Scholar to make fireworks, I think it is. And then they've got some wintry decorations. The Snow Strider's mitten shelf is really cute. I should make sure I have that going on. And let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, they have the decorative walls. And this is where you buy the stage, so that's cool. Okay, so consumables, cosmetic clothing, I think we've looked at all of those. Cosmetic cloaks we looked at. Gift boxes we were just talking about. Housing decoration. Yeah, decorative wall for dwarf. I would think they would have more. The snowball arena, that's fun. You can get that from here. Interesting, I'm only seeing a dwarf wall. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, 20 meters tall, 20 meters regular, 10 meters tall, 10 meters regular, but they're all the Dwarf Fuel Fest, which is probably fine because I think that's the one I always am trying to get anyway, but that's interesting. Housing maps, there's a deed for that. And titles. Oh, this is if you're trying to just buy your way to the titles instead of going and doing it in the theater. Also, the thespian title, there's 2 versions of the deed, and one of them is through buying it, I guess. I don't know, it's silly. Anyway, I was just thinking that I should go look at my house. I think it's the one on Wellforth Way. We're going to pop up there and check to see if that's where I have the deer. And then also, yeah, if that's where I have my winter room. Dame Hypatia says, boots for a hobbit. I'm shocked, truly shocked. I rarely wear boots or shoes of any sort on my hobbits. But if I do, you know, I have particular tastes. Okay, so here's the Snow Strider's woven deer. Oh, they moved it back. That's a bummer. I was kind of hoping they would stick, but yeah. Okay, let me see if I can scooch them closer to each other at least. Doesn't like that. All right, what about this way? Goodness. Okay. Oh, hang on then. What's in this spot? Really? Okay. These are all lanterns, aren't they? Yeah, they are. I want these deer to be next to each other because they look so cute next to each other. Okay, at least I can get that one closer. Oh, you know what? I can turn him at least, so maybe they're just looking at each other. That might work. It does not want to let me move it that way. It's so weird. But, well, okay. Fine. Go back to the middle. But look at each other. Cool. And I was trying to get them to be near the tree. But because I've stuck them in the large spots, it's limiting what I can do. But aren't those cute? I think those are kind of cute. Let me zoom in a little bit. Like with the little red ribbon around it and the bells and stuff. So, yeah, I think those are cute. So I've got 2 of those to go with my big snowy pine tree. And I've got, over here, we've got the eye-catching outdoor Yule tree. So we've kind of Yuled it up a little bit. Yeah, and then that giant Arigion pavilion that you can get right now out of the legendary track. So the legendary item reward track is on right now. And at level 25, that's it. It's called the Incomparable Coffer of the Sculpture Garden. And what you get is pretty significant. I got this pavilion, this ridiculously huge pavilion that I can't even zoom out enough to see. See if I can zoom in. There we go. And then like the statue with the sword and the statue with the shield. There's like 6 total of those combined. Plus, we've got this ruined floor, like 2 of those, and then 2 of the non-ruined floors. Like, it's a huge pack of stuff. I was kind of blown away. I thought it was going to be a selection box and you had to choose. Yeah, so this is what the non-destroyed floor looks like. And then I stuck the other destroyed floor in the other room. Yeah, so this is my wintry room. I just keep it wintry all the time. We've got a tree going on there. Got some snow globes. Oh yeah, so like there's an elven snow globe. It's only in the elf gift box. There's a dwarven snow globe. It's only in the dwarf gift box and so forth. I have collected all of them before, but I haven't been working on it right now. I just stuck some snowmen in here, and I've got a red light. I was thinking about putting something here, but I don't know what I want to put there. So it's just, I have a spotlight on something, but I'm not sure what should go there. I was kind of hoping I'd figure it out when I was looking at like the decoration items that are available, but I still have not figured it out. But anyway, so there's the wallpaper that I like, and let's take a look at which one that is. I bet it's dwarf. Let's see. Oh, it is the Hobbit one. This is the Hobbit Yulefest wall. Okay. I was wrong. Oh, maybe, I think, is this the dwarf one or is this the elf one? Let me see. Oops. Let's try that again. This is the dwarf one. Oh, okay. So the dwarf one, let me drop that off. The dwarf one has like, looks like gems adorning the wall with the garland up high and a lot of stonework. And the Hobbit one is more wood with the garlands down here and the other garlands up there. Okay. Well, I guess it's the Hobbit one that I like best then. Yay for that. Because the reason I'm surprised at that is because the other wallpaper that's my favorite is the summer. So there's summer days and summer fest. I don't know. There's 2 different summers. This one. I like the one with the trees. And that one is, let's find out. It's basically the one that comes from the dwarves, I think, in the summertime stuff, which is now like combined with other stuff. But anyway, Summer Fest wall pattern is the one that I like the most. But technically it's under the dwarven category. So the Hobbit one has like little leaves on it, and it's like this pattern that's repeating like constantly. It looks like somebody's bed sheets or something. I don't know. It's not my jam. But you know what I'm noticing I don't have here are the wintry gloves and hat coat hooks, but do I have that over here? Oh, I think I do, and I stuck it. Oh, maybe not. There was one place where I basically stuck something in like the corridor. Okay, so I definitely need to get the gloves and hat wall thing. Okay, maybe we should go back to that then. Lost Shire Hobbit says I have that one in my Shire and Lindleby homes, right? I'm really enjoying the Lindleby homes because like of the amount of flexibility I have. So I'm really enjoying that. The one thing I miss is in like which house? Well, in some of the houses that have multiple levels, basically, like in the Rohan housing, you know, you've got stuff down below, you got stuff up above, and you can basically steal the hook, you know, like put something in a hook in the basement and lift it up, and so it's up on the upper floor. I did that a ton with, I have a mead hall. And man, I moved those hooks all over the place. You were asking, what's the ambiance music in the previous room? Was it here? Was it in this room? You can take a look. This is Belfast theme. Oh, I love the Belfast theme. It was probably that. Yeah, this is one of my favorites to put. Either this one or the Tom Bombadil one. Those are my favorite ones. So, yeah, Belfast, la 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 la. You can get that from the Belfast housing person, which is so funny. So before Rohan housing came out, so before Lindleby too, if you were looking for a housing item, it was basically you would just go to the Belfast person if you could, because they had all the stuff for Belfast, but they also had all the things from the original 4 places also. So it was like your one-stop shop. But now it's like you have to go, well, in general, like the Tom Bombadil theme, you have to get from the Matham house in the Shire. That's who sells that one. So yeah. Yeah, Lost Shire. Yes, I did that a lot. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I need to go back and get a thing. Friends had to port into the Belfast homesteads. You know, but no, what you would do is you would go to the lady at the boar fountain. So here, if we go, like, I'm gonna use my Return to Lalia's Market because that skill is freaking amazing. And I'll show you. Oh, and you know, hey, the curator should be coming along soon. Let me see. I have the schedule. Oh, they had to port you into the Belfast neighborhoods. The curator should be here. Seal Festival 21. So Thursday, although maybe tomorrow. Oh, it's before you realized about the brokers. Yeah, because what I used to do is I would go over here to this lady, and yeah. Get her to port me over to Belfast every time and just port in there, you know, because she's been here for a while. I can't tell you exactly how long actually. I don't know, but a while. So yeah, so right now we've got Rowan Raspberry at the Boar Fountain, and then the curator, she'll be like, I think right here maybe. As of Thursday was the last I saw, but you know, I grabbed the information. Let me see. Let's just do a search on Lotro schedule. That always brings it up for me. So what I'm looking at here is this page. So what I did when this came out at the beginning of the year, when Cord posted this, I just took all of the things that were important to me, and so I condensed this and I put it into my biography on my character. I stole this idea from somebody else. Feel free to steal it. Oh, apparently not on this character. I need to fix that. But especially over on Treebeard, I did that. And then I also have it in my Lotro pad, which is a plugin that I use a lot. And yeah, I just put it in there so I could just copy and paste it onto every character that I wanted to. So that was really handy. But I haven't been updating it in case there are any updates to the list, and it looks like it's the same. So it looks like, yeah, the curator is due on Thursday of this week. And they changed some of the things in terms of like what's on the curator and what's on some of the other folks. So I think that will be really useful to spend time with the curator while she's here. Okay, so let's see. Hang on just a second. All right, just checking in with B4 there, see how soon he's ready. But I think I wanted to do an instance real quick anyway. So I'll do that and then we'll switch over to him. So let me, oh, hey, Lord Zakbora, hi. How are you? So I'm gonna pop into the instance finder and I'm just gonna do, let's collapse these. Seasonal, Yule, Battle at Frostbluff, and I'm gonna drop this down to level 10 and just run through it by myself. So it's gonna be super easy. I should be able to knock out everything quickly. Now, when you first walk in, you want to talk to Win. I mean, he's the only one. And he gives you the quest to do the things you're doing here. But then he also has a daily, which gives you more tokens. So you want to make sure you pick that up from him the first time you come in here on a day. So if you're like me, what I tend to do is I do all three. There are 3 locks in this that you can do. You can do a size 1 person, you can do a size 2 or 3, and then you can do a size 6. And each one of those will give you a chest. So what I do sometimes is I will come in as each size and get the chest. So I'll have 3 chests that day, which gives me 15 festivity tokens because you get 5 for each one. So that's a way that you can get a bunch of festivity tokens in a shorter period of time rather than just doing 1 a day. So, Loshire Hobbit asks, quick question before I forget, when's your next stream after today, as we obviously have the holidays next week? Tuesday next week is Boxing Day, so 26th. I was planning on streaming next week. I don't have any pressing other items, any reasons not to. The only thing about next week is in Lotro, on Laurelin, the Hobbits are going a wassailing, so I am planning to not stream too late because I want to go and enjoy that. And that starts at 8:30 my time, which would be 2:30 server time. So if you're on Laurelin, it's something you can join in on. And that's next Tuesday. So no, my plan was to stream normal. Let's see, and then Monday is the 1st, Tuesday is the 2nd. Yeah, I don't think I'm planning to skip any streams. We're not going out of town or anything like that. So I'm happy to be here and we can enjoy the festival time together. Yeah, because I know some people are kind of alone at this time of year and feel it more acutely than maybe, you know, on another day. So I'm happy to be here and be a place where we can all hang out together anyway. So yeah, so not gonna miss any days. Now, obviously, if you have plans, don't feel like you gotta be here. It's, you know, do go and have a fun that you hoping to have. I know that sentence didn't come out right, but you know what I mean. We're actually, it's so funny because we really don't have plans this year. And a friend was like, so what are you doing? We're like, I'm not doing anything. And what are you doing? I'm not doing anything. So we're actually going to go over to her house for a little while on the 25th and like play some games and probably do some casual food. So yeah, that'll be nice. Because we have a lot of games we want to play with her anyway. Like we keep, they keep stacking up. So this will be a good opportunity for us to like actually get some stuff down on the table. So Lashire will miss next week's as you're at a football match with your dad's, but you'll watch it when you can. Nice, awesome. But yeah, oh, and that's for anybody who doesn't know, we do post our streams on YouTube. They're also here on Twitch. They persist. And then we do cross-post them over, I record them every week, and I post them over on Life Beyond the Shire on YouTube as well. So if you ever miss one or you're like, wait, how did they do that? Or, you know, whatever, you can go back and take a look. The only thing is there's not really like an index of like, you know, hey, when did they show us how to do the Yule Festival, instance? Like, probably during Yule Festival, but that doesn't really tell you much beyond that, you know what I mean? So you would kind of have to search a little bit if you were looking for something specific. But I do try to put something in the description when there's something that we've gone over that I think might be something somebody's looking for. I try to put it in the description. So there's at least a teeny bit less searching, right? Dame Hypatia says, I love that there's so much music in Lotro this time of year. Concerts at the Pony nearly every day. Well, that's awesome. I've been really bad about coming into the concerts. I make it in on Mondays for the Brandy Badgers, rehearsals sometimes, but not every time. And that's every other Monday. And then on Wednesdays, there's the thing? There's a thing on Laurelin, a music event that takes place, and I mean to go, and often my Wednesdays are free, but I just keep missing it. Okay, so I've just done it as size 1. Now I'm going to do it at size 2, but again at level 10, and I'll be able to get the festivity tokens again, so that's cool. Now when I talk to Win, though, there's no second quest. The daily is gone. I've already done it, but that's fine. I don't need the extra. I'm not here for the festival tokens, really. I'm here for the festivity tokens. Now, the difference between the size 1 and the size 2 is that there's more things to hit here. Whereas before there was like, I think 4, and you'll notice I'm still going, so there's like, I don't know, 6, 8, something like that. So, yeah, so that's the thing is if you come in, even if you're doing this as like, say, a lower level character, doing it like a level 10, but you're like a level 50, doing size 2 can get a little challenging. Doing it size 6 can be very challenging. So just keep that in mind. I was doing a 2 and then a 6 at level 10 the other day, and a friend of mine was on. I was like, hey, you want to do this? And he was like, sure. So we jumped in, and the 2 was easy peasy. Like, that was nothing. There was 2 of us. But the 6, like, both of us being able to be active was handy because, you know, it just made it go so much faster. Because there were a lot of targets. But yeah, doing it with 2 people on level 10 at size 6 is fantastic. It was great. I was like, we should do this every day. It was super handy. Oh, Effie says, thank you for mentioning the YouTube channel. Just subscribed. Oh, thank you. Can't wait to catch up on the past streams on there. Well, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, there's a few. I think I'm coming up on like my 2 or 3 year anniversary of streaming Lotro, which is crazy. I think it's gotta, well, yeah, okay, I started playing Lotro in January. I figured it out at one point. January of 2019. So we're coming up on my 5-year anniversary of playing. So that's cool. Yeah, see how it's like, there's so many things, so many targets to hit. I'm going fast, but it's like, oh, so many things. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so next one. I wish I could mount up and just ride over. That'd be cool. But there's no mounts allowed in the instance. Alright, and then some of these turn into beasties. So we're going to take them out on our way. Now the nice thing is if they're not along your path, you don't actually have to interact with them. Although I seem to be in combat with something. I'm not sure what. Who am I in combat with? Well, let's take care of that, just in case that was it. That was it. Okay. But yeah, you'll notice there's some others off to the side. I didn't have to interact with them. It's okay. I'm just here for the tokens, right? So we don't need to take the thing. Oh, by the way, there's a Slayer deed involved, where there's these encounters that show up. You may have seen it come up on my screen before. There was an encounter back over at the one we just came from, but we didn't pursue it. The reason is, well, twofold. One, I've already done it. Excuse me, I've already done the deed. But if I hadn't, it wouldn't matter, because in order to get credit for the deed, the beastie has to be around your level. It has to be like within 7 of your level. So because I'm doing this at level 10 and I'm level 150, even if I had gone and defeated that beastie, it wouldn't count for me. It wouldn't count towards the deed. So that's the one thing, that's the one reason why you might want to do it on level, is if you're still trying to work on that deed. And in this instance, there's, I believe, 6 that you need for the deed, and you see 2 of them each time. So you'll have to do it, a minimum of like 3 times. That's if you get lucky. The second beastie shows up here. Like near the end of this, but not at the end. Like before the big bad. Okay, yeah, see, he's shown up. He's up there, and it is... Oh no, that might not be the one. No, that's not it. That's not it yet. Because it doesn't come down from you. You have to go get it. But you can, like, jump up there and tag it. Affadil's really good at that. So it usually shows up somewhere up in that area. Yeah. Well, I am ranged, but somehow I just don't have as good a luck rate of tagging it as you do. Affadil is a minstrel. Okay, awesome. I will finish this up. So I'm going to finish this instance, and then we shall say our goodbyes. Oh, yeah, there it is, I believe. Yeah, so that's a frosty saber-tooth wandering around up there. But I'm not going to bother to go get it, because I don't need it. We're just going to wait for this giant monstrosity here. And we're going to take it and these other guys out. And do this. Okay, so yeah, so we'll finish this up. A question came up about streaming and holidays, but our streams are the 26th and the 2nd, so I don't see any conflicts there. I was planning to stream on the Tuesdays. If anything changes, we'll let you know. So I do have a Twitter, now X, account, and I have a Blue Sky. The first one is under Life Beyond the Shire, or I think it's Beyond Shire. And the Blue Sky one, I only have one, because like with Twitter I had a personal one and a Beyond Shire one. For Blue Sky I just have the one so far. So I think before he's going to grab those links. So if you want to, communicate with us in any way that's not through the YouTube stuff, you can always like drop me a note there, but I only check it once a week, usually. Because what I do is I will go on there and I will post my plan for the day as a reminder, or if there are times when for some reason I can't stream, I will post it there also. So that's pretty much the only place where I post anything like, you know, out there for people to know when I'm not streaming. Otherwise, I'm pretty much always here. Why not? So, oh, awesome. Thank you. B4's got the links. So, Loshire says, I went through and followed everyone from Extra Life on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, I know, it's a really nice group, isn't it? Like, we've got some really nice people on the team, and it's makes me happy. So, yeah, all right. Well, oh, hey, and I do have my little, I don't know if you can see it, like a little wreath, it's a little candy cane, I think, on there. Here, I'll just show you up close. So I am decked out in a little bit of holiday cheer. So there we go. It's like a pair of candy canes with a little ribbon in the middle. It's a hair clip. Isn't that cute? I got this some decades ago from probably like Walgreens or something. I had like way more of them, but you know, over the years they've slowly fallen apart. So I may have to someday look into making my own. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, I think I am about to wrap it up here. So I will see some of you next week. So for anybody who is celebrating anything between now and the next time I see you, I hope you have a happy and warm and comfortable whatever it is you're celebrating, with whomever it is you're celebrating. And if you find yourself in situations where you're, you know, communicating with people that don't necessarily see eye to eye with you, I wish you the best. Take deep breaths. Try to look for the humanity in every person and see if you can find some common ground somewhere. So, yeah, wish you luck on all of that. So, yeah, so I will see you all the next time. I'll be here next week and the following week. That is the plan. And then coming up next is B4 with his stream plugging along, and he'll be doing some more Yule stuff with a look into his Festival Buddy 2 and getting that more sorted out for use during the festival. So I will see you all next time, and remember, as always, to stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.